Good evening, Speed Gaming 3, and welcome to the daily Link to the Past randomizer race. Today's race is interesting. We held a vote, and All Dungeons Keysanity was the winning choice. So that's what we'll be seeing tonight. Featured are Goomba and Radical Sniper 99, but we actually have a dozen runners racing this. I'm Drossi. I'm here with Homemade Beer. How are you doing?
Hey, Drossi, how's it going? I'm excited for this race.
Yeah, it should be fun. We got some really good runners involved. And, with the main tournament coming up and everyone doing stand hard, it's nice to see a mode that was popular during league play.
Yeah, it should be a good race. We have, looks like 12 total racers.
Yeah, and, it's going to be a while, but I would expect with that many good racers, we'll see some sub 2 hour times. And here we get started with a key, of course, pod key, because there are 6 of them.
Always good to find pod keys early.
Yeah,
it looks like
definitely.
they both are doing Uncle opening here.
Yeah, this meta has become a bit more popular in open races lately. You didn't used to see it too often, but now I feel like I'm seeing it more. So 2 items, then a save and quit.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is so they can try and be safe about getting bombs or money early. So when they go into CAC, typically you start from Sanctuary and then try and have enough bombs to do CAC.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, it was junk in there. Though combine it with the tree pull, which both of them got, they're up to 30 rupees, which means they will have enough money ultimately to get some bombs in Kakariko.
Yeah, it looks like they're going up to check to do another tree pull here and check the lumberjack ledge as well.
Yeah, makes sense. You can get 20 rupees. Oh, Goomba skips the tree pull.
Yeah, he'll probably try and save it for a tier 3.
Which may or may not pay off because this is rando. Tier 3 might not be better than Tier 1. Is that the powder?
Yeah, I think so. It was hard to see.
Yeah,
right at the top edge.
Sniper gave us a better view. It was the powder. You hate to see a fetch quest item on Lumberjack because you really don't know if you're going to need it, though. Since this is all dungeons, we are going to have to beat Aga at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. This could be one of those rare Aga required for Dark World all dungeon key seeds. They happen.
Yeah, but until Castle Tower keys start showing up, we don't have to worry too much.
Yeah, especially when they don't start showing up. I missed.
Yes,
was that a tier 3 again? Same as a tier 1?
I missed it, actually.
It was definitely another 5 rupee pull, but I'm pretty sure he would have killed at least 4 enemies.
Either way, there were bombs in the thieves' hideout, so we don't have to worry about buying them.
Now the runners are safe.
But yes, as I was going to say about Castle Tower small keys, like in this mode, they're the equivalent of Ice Rod Hunt more often than not.
Yeah, you're right. They could be absolutely anywhere, and a lot of times you end up getting one early, and because everything's mixed up, you have items in Aga Tower. You can end up finding something you need for progression in Aga Tower.
Yeah, fortunately, the 2 chests in Aga Tower are pretty early in the climb. Oh, and there's our first useful item, the flute. So, It's always nice to get that in Kakariko where you can activate it right away, but it would also be nice to get some weapons.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps with early game movement.
Probably see a lot less saving and quitting now.
Yeah, pretty dry opening otherwise so far. I haven't found much. A lot of
But
compasses.
we do now have bottle merchant money, so we can buy whatever he's got. There's our second pod key. I wonder if there'll be an early pod play.
Yeah, pod's a good choice. A lot of times early, if you can get in with a few keys, you end up you can get most of the items out with just 2 or 3 keys. So it's usually a good play to go there early if you don't have a lot of other stuff to do. There's what, 14 items in there, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. But you do need to find that big key if you want to get all the way through it. Another thing to note, we will not be seeing map checks most likely because they have to beat all the dungeons anyway, and they need to first find maps before they could even see whether something's a pendant or a crystal. That said, we do have our first piece of Dark World access in the form of that glove.
It looks like they have just enough money for bombs here, too. Goomba's going to pick them up right away. I'm going to guess Radical Sniper's on his way there before going south. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, if something's on the race game, you want to be able to bomb that wall.
Yeah, and it's much more likely there's a chance for something there in a full Keysanity seed as well.
Especially with how empty CAC was. I feel like the likelihood of something good being on race game is kind of inversely proportional to how many good things you just found in CAC.
Yeah, we see Sniper just doing it blind here.
And it's just a bloopy for all that.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it happens. It's rando.
But he does have the flute out. He can just get out of there immediately.
So interesting early Thieves Town big in the dam. It's always one of those keys you want to find after finding the small key if possible. Since you don't want to leave that behind if you have opportunity to go into Thieves Town early.
It also means without the small key that Thieves Town isn't logically completable. Because you could always steal a small key from the right before you go up to the attic, use it to open that big chest instead, and then lock yourself out of the attic and blind until you actually find the small key.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It looked like a mini Moldorm went right through that first bomb blast.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering, I think maybe the bomb was still in the air or something.
I've also heard that it's possible to spooky a bomb.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before.
I don't know if that's what happened in this case, but yeah, it happened to P-Train the other night, and he posted a clip and stuff.
Well, we have ourselves a bug net. Got something useful out of there.
Theoretically, for an Aga 1 fight, not that we can get into Aga Tower anyway, but, you know, it's the swag of it.
Yeah, more useful in swordless modes, but still fun to see.
So these two runners are really just doing the same routing the whole way. I was just about to start speculating about whether they'd want a fake flipper, but no need.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's a nice find, but a little annoying when you don't have Zora money, because you're less inclined to go up there until you do. But it is one of the next steps of logic for them to follow.
Meanwhile, thanks to that flute, we are getting some divergence. Goomba is checking Agena, which you don't usually see as an early play without the flute, but with the flute, it's a lot easier to get there.
Yeah, if I were to guess after this, he's going to go do Back of Escape. Would be a quick 3-item play.
And that was a key play, though, okay, pun not intended. Won't need that key for a while, but will need that key eventually.
I missed it. What was there anything on the hobo there?
No, I think it was a bloopy.
A lot of those this seed.
Yeah, and Goomba is taking that Power Glove to the Back of Escape. And glove locking a glove.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
I have to imagine Radical Sniper will be doing that soon enough as well. As he finds our first bottle of the game, so he can also easily flute back to 3 and check Sick Kid. He's also checking the stun prize, but it's just small magic. Okay, as you mentioned, we can't check Zora, and there was just garbage on Zora Ledge.
Yeah, so Zora's going to be isolated for quite a while on Radical Sniper's side, I believe.
And with that bomb out, it looks like he will be collecting his mitts shortly. Old man giving Goomba his life savings.
There's a question in chat about what sprite Goomba's using. I'm not actually familiar. Drosy, do you know what that is?
I'm unfortunately not familiar either. So if anyone in chat can help us. There've got to be over 100 sprites for this game at this point.
Okay, we got a small key and Spectacle Rock here.
Now, Sniper fluting over to 6 reminds me that if you do some shenanigans, you can Super Bunny into Mire Shed, though probably not worth it at this point with enough places left to check anyway.
Yeah, that's a fun trick, but I think you need the mirror to do that, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember how it works.
Yeah, now it looks like the runners are retracing each other's steps a bit, but got Radical. Okay, so Radical Sniper's not going up the mountain quite yet. He's going to Saha's in Eastern area first.
Makes sense. There are 4 checks he can do in Eastern, 3 of which are in Logic, and then Saha's Closet. And he can get green pendant information, which I'm sure he will.
Yeah, that's a good point. In Keysanity modes, it's good to talk to Sahasrara and the bomb vendor to figure out some information to help you understand the logic a bit.
Green Pendant Swamp, which means we might not be seeing that mirror until late in the game.
And we have Dark World access.
As well as Literacy. Now, without a fire source and without the desert big. Oh, okay. Did that map check just show Hera's another pendant, it looked like?
Yep, that's what I saw. It's good, really good information to have early.
Yeah, definitely. Now you know where 2 out of the 3 pendants are.
Yeah, so it looks like Radical Sniper is skipping Eastern for now, which is a play I endorse. You want to try and go in there when you can complete it, because it's a pretty linear dungeon. It's pretty long, especially if you don't have the boots. And he has access to Dark World now, so that opens up quite a bit.
Yeah, and with that Thieves' Big Key, it wouldn't surprise... Well, he still can't beat Blind, actually. We still haven't gotten any decent weapons.
Yeah, it's also not a bad idea in these modes to go and just dip the front of Thieves' Town and get the quick 4 chests out of the way. It's pretty fast. It's 4 checks. And like you said, if you don't have a weapon or if you don't have the small key, then you're going to think about putting off the back until later anyway, to try not to isolate something that might potentially be needed.
Yeah, and Skull Woods is... Oh, sorry?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Skull Woods, this being Keysanity, we have 6 checks open. Well, 5 if we don't find the big key, but still, that's a decent number of checks.
Yeah, and it looks like Radical Sniper stole a key out of the back so that he doesn't get locked in here, which is a pretty smart play, because when you come in, you can get all the front checks out of the way, but if you don't have an extra key to get out, then you have to save and quit, which costs a lot of time.
Yeah, because if this weren't Keysanity, you'd know that if you just go in the front door, the one that leads to the big chest, and started circling around, you'd find a small key eventually. But there's no guarantee of that in Keysanity.
Yeah, I think the only mode where you guaranteed an escape is in Cross Keys, where they put a small key in the pinball room. Oh, look, and we found a mirror.
Well, any sort of entrance rando, really. So, this could make a Mire area play interesting. We can now do Mire, Shed, and Checkerboard and see what the medallion is on Mire.
Yeah, that's true, and it also lets us do Bombos at some point, and if we don't want to take the long way into Desert, then you can just mirror right up there as well.
And combined with that Tower of Hera big key, we can do Hera. They're probably going to wait until they get a hammer. Well, right, we still can't beat Moldorm because we don't have a weapon. And they're probably going to want to wait until they find hammer or hookshot anyway, so they have access to more of Death Mountain.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if they went up there now, they have only, 4 checks in Hera and Ether Tablet, I believe. And plenty more to do down here still, so.
Yeah, I missed what was on Bumper Ledge. Did you see it?
I did not, actually. Oh, it was a red ruby. It's sometimes I see the runners do checks and my mind blanks them out because it was nothing important, and then I forget what it was because it was so unimportant.
Now this is interesting. Sniper is doing Graveyard Ledge, and he has the flipper, so I wonder if he's going to go over to East Dark World after this.
Oh, and a Bombos. Yeah, I think one of the things that he would be considering if planning to go to East Dark World was if he had pod money, because otherwise you just have Pyramid and Catfish and not much else. So if you go through Village of Outcast, then you can get the South checks towards Hype Cave as well.
And hey, there is our first sword, finally, at almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, now comes the question, which, as we were talking about earlier, do you just do the front four checks here, or do you try and complete the dungeon?
Well, at least we don't have vanilla Titan's mitts today. Hey, there's Desert Big. If we had a fire source, we could beat Desert now.
Yeah, I'm guessing Goomba's going to get the first four and leave here. It's a chest. The big chest is one you just really don't want to isolate. But that could also lead to Hammer being on blind if you find the small key later. That's totally a possibility in this scenario. So it's a tough call.
Sniper hasn't even gotten his sword, so he's very clearly just doing the first four. Though he may feel a little bit silly when he comes out and immediately gets his... Oh no, he doesn't quite yet have money for the chest game. That's the problem.
Ah, yeah, that is a thing as well. Oh, it looks like Goomba's going in the back here.
Interesting. Well, that big 20 gives Sniper chest game money, so now he can mirror out and get his sword.
Ah, doing Sick Kid first.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't do it last time he was in CAC. That's all you got for us?
Thanks, game. I kind of wonder if Sniper's waiting to get some more money so that he has enough money to do Arrow game, so that he can get enough money to do other checks as well before doing chest game.
Yeah. Right, he doesn't have the money for dig game, is he? Right, he can do archery game, that only costs 20. So he'll just raise the money this way.
Yeah, a lot of gaming going on Radical Sniper side here.
While Goomba makes his way to Thieves' Town basement. But yes, Sniper now has dig game money, he has chest game money, he has pod money.
Yeah, and I remember seeing a pod key, another pod key somewhere. I'm trying to remember. We just saw, I think we have 3 now, is that right?
Yeah, there was one in Village. And in Goomba's case, 4 because he got that one out of Spec Rock.
Ah, yeah, so 4 pod smalls is the minimum you need if you hammer jump to be able to full clear the dungeon, although it's very slow to do so because you have to go through the bowlock side every time.
And as you say hammer jump, the hammer appears.
Well, perfect.
Okay, so we just have to hope that Radical Sniper didn't forget about chest game and all this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know some runners use location trackers and such, so it helps them remember to not forget these kind of things.
And Blind drops our first crystal at about 2320.
Yeah, I wonder if Goomba will check if it's a red crystal or not.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine that the runners will eventually take the south route and go to Hype Cave and then pop over to the bomb shop.
Yeah, it's pretty nice with how much equipment they had coming in to Village of Outcast. They can do pretty much everything in the entire area except for powder and Thieves Town Big Chest.
So it looks like by taking the chest this way, Radical Sniper did remember that he hasn't done chest game yet, so he will be getting that sword. As Goomba raises money. So we can check Bombo's tablet when we go down that way to return the purple chest, but we won't be able to get what's on it.
Yeah, that's true, unless we find a sword on the way. Makes you wonder if they're going to do Hype Cave first before going all the way south.
Possible. It's a lot easier with boots. Well, no. Actually, yes, you ditch the chest and come back for it if you have boots. I've never seen someone go into Cave 45 just for the hearts.
Yeah, leaving that map behind.
And we have our
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, that completes our coin collection. So we know we can open Mire when we get there. We know we can't get in. We can't do anything inside because we need either the boots or the hook shop for that. And there's the answer to our money problems in the purple chest. Ice Palace Big Key.
Yeah, I was just thinking, they have all the stuff to get into Ice Palace. And I was just thinking if they find the big key, they could go complete that dungeon. If they were so bold.
Yeah, so given that, you might want to put it off until you get the Master Sword so that you can full clear it. Ice Palace logically requires the big key, but as long as you either use Icebreaker or Bomb Jump, you don't actually need it. So what's Hype Cave got today? Compasses. It's Compass Cave.
Wow, Pod Big is nice.
Yeah, the only impediment to going into Pod now is we still don't have a bow.
Yeah, I guess I just thought about this, that Radical Sniper does have a potion. I think a green potion, so he can go in and clear most of it out, except for finishing the dungeon if he just wants to go get chests.
And Mire and Desert are 5-6, which is interesting, since we know... Well, we're still a fire source short of being able to beat Desert.
I think Radical's making the play you mentioned earlier. Gotta be a little careful with the Murderdactyl here, though.
Yeah, and he'll probably do the left side of the front of Desert while he's at it. Might even save Scum a key and try the right side. Who knows? That's sort of key under the doormat, right? You need Samaria eventually in Mire.
Yeah, so they have the ability to complete Mire. without skipping the firelock chests. If they feel so inclined.
They also have the ability to enter Turtle Rock and do the first couple of checks in it, oddly enough.
Yeah, is it starting to feel like a pretty dungeon-heavy seed to you, as far as items go?
Yeah, I mean, the game's really been opening up quite a bit of dungeon access, even if there aren't too many we can full clear. We can still do all of Hera except for the basement, and no one does Hera basement anyway.
Well, there's nothing ever there, you know, until there is, so...
Right, that's like every location, right? Actually, some locations, there's always something there until there isn't. I forgot about those ones.
Also true.
And Goomba is gonna see what Radical Sniper orphaned on Zora.
Yeah, curious to see what this is as well.
And Desert's a bust. We are death warping, which means that Radical Sniper is planning to save Scum a key. So he'll now go and steal the small key from the back of Desert and take it to the front and see if there's anything on the right side.
Yeah, this can be a pretty big play. I've definitely had some races where I've done this and broke open the dungeon much earlier than you're supposed to, logically.
Yeah, right. It's totally out of logic because whichever you do with that small key, the game assumes you did the other. So Landmo can't be in logic because if you do Landmo, the game assumes you went right side, and right side's not in logic because the game assumes you went to Landmo.
Right, it would never lock a key behind the checks that you could find here. Scamfish indeed.
That definitely orphans Catfish. Well, Goomba never did Graveyard Ledge, so he hasn't totally orphaned Catfish.
Yeah, you're right. It might be one of those things you end up trying to save for, oh, looks like nothing in Desert. But yeah, I was about to say that you might want to try and save for when you have boots or some way to get over there more quickly. Unless the boots are there.
Okay, this fire source is taking so long, I think it's time to do a prediction about it.
Sounds good.
Oh, and Sniper's giving us our first look at the front of Escape. But there you go. Will we get a fire source in the next 12 minutes? And note that only the first chest of the front of Escape is in logic because we haven't found the sewers key, so the game assumes you steal that key from the guard and use it in the back.
Another pod key. In logic.
Yeah, so except for that pesky bow.
Well, maybe we should just hope for the bow and pod, right? At this point, wouldn't be the first time.
And chat is being very pessimistic about the odds of turning up a fire source in the next 10 minutes or so. So, what is in Zelda's Cell and Out of Logic as Goomba takes us up Death Mountain, where we will be able to do most things. We can't do Hookshot Cave on the dark side.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of checks up here that you can do now, and Misery Mire's small.
Makes Mire routing easier. Oh yeah, thanks Windfox for being our leading pessimist. Oh, Goomba dead rocks the entrance to Hera.
Oops.
There's our Thieves Small.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know about... That must not feel great right now, having finished the dungeon. Getting it this early as well.
Yeah, but that gives...
Did you catch that one? It was really quick.
Missed what?
Radical Sniper and Dark Cross.
Oh, Dark Cross? No, I missed it as well. Our tracker, Artaro, is saying red rupees.
That's why I missed it.
And shoutouts to Artaro for doing the tracking. Keysanity is definitely a lot to keep track of, though he's probably happy that the seed's been kind of slow then. So mostly junk in Hera so far, except for that small key to Thieves, which may or may not be useful.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see when Sniper goes back, if they don't find a bow or anything to go back to the right side of Dark World, it might be something he goes straight into to say, this is in logic, let's get it out of the way and find out if there's anything here that will lead to progression.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. But first, we got a whole lot of checks on East Death Mountain after this Hera climb. Also, we are a Swamp small key away from being able to do the front half of Swamp.
You never know, it could be one of those seeds where you find it in Swamp.
Always possible. That looked like a shield on Floating Island. Nothing like doing Spiral Cave without the boots or the hook shot. Just how you always want to do it.
Yeah, especially when you find boots or the hook shot at the end.
Well, that was actually nice since we're still only on 7 hearts. Did Goomba check Ether Tablet? Doesn't matter,
yes,
apparently. Okay. So Goomba's doing a nice efficient play on Paradox Cave immediately followed by Super Bunny Cave. Hey, there's Eastern Big. Still don't have a bow.
Yeah, when Radical has 5 pod small keys. I forgot where the 5th one that Goomba doesn't have, but once you have all of that, once you find a bow, you can go and full clear that whole area.
Hey, and there's our Master Sword. With all those checks, all we've really gotten out of Death Mountain has been Master Sword, Blue Mail, and some keys.
Yeah, this definitely feels like one of those seeds where you start finding everything all at once you start clearing out some dungeons.
Yeah. I do wonder if Goomba will dip TR while he's here. It would be a bit of an unorthodox play, but... Oh, and there's a small key, so now... that opens up a bit more. It could do it.
Yeah, and I'm just realizing Goomba doesn't have bombos.
But TR is Ether. Oh yeah, the pod small that Radical Sniper has that Goomba doesn't have was in the front of Escape.
Ah, right. Yeah, question in chat about being able to full clear ice. They do have Bombos and Master Sword. They can go pick up the big key from Bombo's tablet and go and full clear a dungeon right there.
Well, Sniper can, Goomba can't.
Right. Yeah, Goomba's going to have to go all the way back to Graveyard Ledge, which is pretty out of the way. It seems like one of those things you would save until you have boots at this point, to try and route it in with the bonk checks.
So those of you who are optimistic about the fire source, you got to be hoping that, I guess, Chain Chomp Chest has it. So what is this chest gonna get us? Huh. Okay, that's a bust.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to need GT smalls in this mode, but more than likely they'll be dipping to GT at the end of the game to try and find something silly that they need to complete a pendant dungeon.
Like the hook shot, probably. So Goomba is going to give us our first look at Pod here. Now, since he didn't get that small key out of the front of Escape, I wonder if he'll avoid opening the middle door.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's one that I don't really know kind of the best way to route this dungeon in key modes. Like, I like to try and avoid opening the middle door early and then clearing out basically all of the back as much as you can, and then, if you don't find anything to help you go further in the dungeon, scumming a key at the end. But now that I think about it, he didn't go into Eastern first, so I'm guessing he's looking for a bow first to try and say, hey, I can go beat Eastern now.
Well, he got the wrong component of that weapon.
Yeah, maybe if he throws the arrows really hard, he can take out some enemies that way.
There you go. So he did open that middle door. And he's going straight for the back, too. Yeah, so a couple of the chests back here will be the last call for a fire source before 45 minutes.
Maybe we see a lamp in the dark U room?
I don't think he can get to the chest before the 45-minute mark in the dark, but maybe. Nope.
So close.
And the pessimists win. And another GT small. That's 3 I think we've seen.
Oh, it looks like Sniper's doing it, going back for the Thieves' Town big chest check that Goomba left behind.
And he'll also get his first crystal in the process.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see if this is something big. Because that is a very isolated check at this point.
Yeah, always a bit of a risk. It's probably nothing, but I've seen enough seeds where it was something, and a runner who skipped it wound up in quite a bit of trouble.
Pod coming up pretty empty so far.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bolocked side yet, though. Oh, and Goomba is using his last pod small to go to the vanilla big key chest. As Radical Sniper gets a nice lifeline after being mauled by those lizards.
Now that you say they're lizards, it's funny, I've always thought they were giant crickets, but lizards makes a lot more sense.
I mean, you're not the first person who's called them crickets, and maybe they are giant crickets. I just always thought of them as lizards.
No, I think lizards actually makes more sense.
Goomba sets up the camera unlock here because, hey, those gorillas, out of sight, out of mind as far as the game's concerned.
Well,
there's our fire source. Desert's beatable, though not in logic.
yeah, and it looks like we got a Skullwoods small key on Thieves' Town big chest, so that won't be an issue.
I mean, the game logically expects us to get it, but logic schmogic. Chat asking about players' advantages. Radical Sniper's big advantage at the moment is that he got Bombos out of Graveyard Ledge, and that gives him access to ice, so if he goes to ice and something's there.
Yeah, it's starting to feel that way too, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of running out of locations, though. We'll see what the next few locations in Eastern have.
Yeah, in a weird way, because of the lamp, it puts Eastern in logic, but not without the bow, which you need to complete Eastern anyway.
And I'm thinking Radical Sniper is about to pick up that Ice Palace big key, in fact.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think this play makes a lot of sense, actually, because you know you can full clear it logically at this point.
Just to answer something in chat, we still can't get anywhere in Mire without either Boots or the hook shot. Wow, that's 2 bottles that we've just picked up. So Goomba's now up to 3 total.
So do you think we'll see bow on the big key chest here?
I think we're gonna see progression somewhere in Ice, whether it's in the big key chest or not, who knows?
I was just thinking about a locked bow in Eastern.
I once saw a horrible seed where the second castle tower key was in Ice Palace big chest. Hey, and there's our 3rd TR small. So this may work to Radical Sniper's advantage a bit since he hasn't dipped TR yet, so if he holds off and if the rods show up somewhere, he might be able to do the whole thing in one go. But looks like Goomba's gonna do a pyramid check and maybe catfish afterwards.
Yeah, I forget. I don't think Radical Sniper went to Pyramid, right?
Right.
Okay.
We haven't seen pyramid or catfish. Oh, there's our swamp small, so that puts the front half of swamp in logic. Still no sign of the hook shot, which also means that Goomba can't get over and check desert ledge from graveyard ledge from here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
I think Sniper's Samaria block is a little off. It looks too far to the left, but could just be me. There we go. That's our final Turtle Rock small.
Yeah, that's starting to feel like it's screaming progression in Turtle Rock, isn't it?
Yeah. The only things keeping us from being able to full clear it are we haven't gotten any rods yet. So Goomba's probably happy to get that pod small because he knows he can rush the boss as soon as he finds a bow somewhere. Now, I wonder if, while Goomba's in the neighborhood, since he now has Master Sword, if he might go and do the first chest in Castle Tower.
That's not a bad idea at this point.
Without the hook shot, we have to actually get at the big chest in Ice the way the game wants you to.
Yeah, still not much showing up except for now that pod small.
And Goomba's gonna go do Dark Cross before he does anything else, so he'll get his lovely big 20. there's our final pod small in Iced Tea Room.
Yeah, it's hard to say where where the progression might be. It's really feeling like TR is going to have something, because like a lot of times you don't find all the TR keys this early in an ad keys seed. Usually you have to end up abandoning lava chests to complete the dungeon, or not usually, but it happens fairly often.
Yeah, I also feel like a bow's got to show up relatively soon because that lamp was bow locked. Wow, you don't see Quake on a ball and chain guard too often.
Yeah, it makes them real easy.
And nothing doing in that chest. It's a good thing Radical Sniper has the blue mail here. He can take 2 puffs to the face if he needs to. Hopefully he doesn't need to. I didn't see Pyramid Ledge, but it must have been junk.
Yeah, all the checks we seem to be missing are big 20s. So.
But Catfish is that one overworld check we haven't seen yet. At least the one overworld check that we can access that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and one that's fairly isolated for Sniper at this point. Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, so that Bombos on Graveyard Ledge is pretty important.
Yeah, now he has full access, or he has this big and small key for Swamp, and it's a green pendant, so that's a lot. There's a lot in there, right? What does that end up being? 13 items he can get now?
Swamp 10.
Okay, plus the green pendant, so.
Right.
So if he finds a bow there, then he can go do Pod Eastern and green pendant all comboed together and really just knock a bunch of stuff out at once.
And having the hammer out and starting at Link's house, I think he's going there.
Yeah, that Bombos is the key to the seed, and might be a bit before Goomba finds himself back in that location.
Yeah, he's totally orphaned it, at least until he finds the boots and King's Tomb becomes a thing.
Yeah, he did Skull Woods, I think, right? So there's no reason to go up to that area for a long time.
Of course, the Fire Rod could also turn up, but we don't yet know.
Yeah, if Fire Rod's buried in Swamp, then we'll see.
Yeah. Yes, if the Fire Rod is like in Swamp or in Hookshot Cave, that's really bad news for Goomba. And Goomba is going back to Turtle Rock. So we'll see if he finds anything here. Still no Fire Rod, so he's still abandoning those 2 chests on the right side.
There was a question about the Ice Palace keys being missing. I believe that if you have one Ice Palace small key and the red cane, it's logically fully completable.
Yes, that's right. Because the second key is only logically required to be able to push down the block, but if you have the red cane, you don't need to.
Yeah, and I think the logic actually takes that into account, right, when it generates these seeds?
Yeah. So we are getting new checks on both sides. This is exciting. Goomba's gonna show us Mimic Cave here.
So where do you think, Drosy? Where's the big progression going to be? Swamp Palace or TR?
I'm thinking Swamp just because of, how that hook shot was buried and everything. Could also be Hookshot Cave, but I think that hook shot's gonna be key. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I kind of agree. It feels like the logical progression is telling you to go to Bombos and then going into Ice Palace with the Bombos medallion.
But meanwhile, Goomba does have 5 more checks in TR. There's Crystal Roller and then there's Laser Bridge. Everyone's favorite. I mean, the Ice Rod at least has got to be on Laser Bridge, but that doesn't do us any good without the Fire Rod. Oh yeah, Artarl, our tracker, reminding us that we can now get into Mire. We don't have the big key to clear it, but we can do everything except Vitreous and the big chest.
True, yeah. I just also realized that Laser Bridge is not in Logic still.
Right, because the game thinks you might have used that. Well, no. Laser Bridge isn't in Logic for Goomba, it's in Logic for Radical Sniper, because we did get the 4th key, and there's the bow, left side swamp, just where you want to see it, right?
Yeah, this makes a lot of good routing for Radical Sniper here.
Oh, and there's the Mire big key, so it's all good. But yeah, the 4th TR small was in ice, so... So Laser Bridge is in Logic, but Goomba doesn't know it's in Logic.
Right, and a CT key on Laser Bridge. Always
Actually,
nice.
no, he has 3 keys, so Laser Bridge is in Logic.
Laser Bridge requires 3. Right? Since he found that bow-locked lamp.
Oh, right. But now that we have a bow, yeah, Sniper's got a lot of dungeons he can clear now. Eastern Desert, Pod. I think he's a Fire Rod from Go mode. Well, from Key mode, still need GT Big and those 2 Castle Tower Smalls.
Don't forget about the Ice Rod.
Okay. Fine.
Everyone's favorite last item. Yeah, and as chat's pointing out as well, Radical did scum the Desert Key, so they know there's nothing left in Desert to get except for the boss, which they'll have access to after. So they have a really good routing opportunity here. They get to do Green Pendant turn-in, Pod Eastern, full clear everything there, find the lamp, do all of Mire, finish off Desert.
And Lava Chest, which Goomba didn't know is in Logic, had the 4th bottle.
Ah, that's what that was. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're going to see a pretty heavy just dungeon run here for a bit from Radical.
Yeah, who knew that Graveyard Ledge play was going to be so huge? I wonder if Goomba might be going there.
Yeah, it's starting to feel that way. Or maybe Thieves big, but hopefully not. We'll see.
He's starting to run out of locations.
Ah, this is what happens.
And yeah, Argus is no fun when you don't have silvers or a rod or anything, and they're just on Master Sword.
Speaking of...
See, no sweat about the Ice Rod.
Yeah, Radical Sniper's got a pretty big advantage here for a while. They have 2 dungeons ahead of Goomba, where Goomba will still have to go now double dip Eastern and Pod, and Radical Sniper will just be able to do those in one go, which is a fair amount of time, especially Eastern. It's a very slow dungeon.
Yeah, well, it would be faster if the boots showed up.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, this seed hasn't been horrible, all things considered. It's just been a little bit slow, and it won't give us the boots.
Yeah, just to remind chat, Bo was in left side swamp, so.
So Goomba gets his disappointment. Will he do Graveyard Ledge now? Sure seems to be going that way. He's probably not going to be happy when he goes to Ice Palace and realizes that that unlocks the whole seed.
Yeah, we might see him start, once it starts breaking open, skipping some certain things to try and make up time. But it's hard to make decisions like that in a add keys seed, because you really need to find a lot of stuff that's not being locked by anything, like Castle Tower keys and the Ice Rod, which we have already found. I think, right? That's what was on Argus, right? Radical Sniper found the Ice Rod, okay.
And if you skip left side swamp, that's really going to hurt you. We don't know where the other bow is.
Right. Yeah, and then when Radical Sniper goes back up to Dark Death Mountain, which will probably be a while at this point, they'll be able to also do Hookshot Cave on their first dip into TR as well.
How often do you see someone make their first dip into Pod in an 8 AD keys seed with all 6 keys in the big key?
Yeah, that's definitely something very rare to see. And it looks like they're doing Eastern first, so won't have their lamp to light their way. Which shouldn't stop them, of course.
Meanwhile, Goomba's going to get that Ice Palace big.
Yeah, he's figured it out.
Yeah, as chat's kind of getting at, Fire Rod can't be in GT or on pedestal, because we know one of Skullwoods and Turtle Rock has to be a pendant and the other has to be a crystal. Oh, actually, no, we don't know Pod, so they could both be crystals and Fire Rod could still be on ped. That would hurt, because usually you don't check ped until you have Fire Rod and are going to go complete Skull Woods.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that Fire Rod on ped would be a thing, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll find out. It's only a thing if Pod turns out to be a pendant. So, as the runners retrace each other's footsteps, this is a good time to say give them a follow. These are both really good runners. They had great seasons in the league just past, both making it into the playoffs in their respective leagues. I fully expect them to both be participating in the quals for the main tournament, so hopefully we'll see plenty more of them in the months to come.
Yeah, definitely going to get a lot of retracing here for a bit, and I think we'll be seeing Goomba following Radical Sniper's footsteps for a bit here until he catches up to to just going and boss rushing the 2 dungeons he's already dipped.
And Sniper was definitely having some trouble in that dark room, and it's unfortunate he didn't get the lamp out of pod first, but he made it through.
Yeah, that room can be trickier than you realize sometimes. Usually we see these runners just crush through it, so.
But we will see what Armos Knights has here. Not much.
Yeah, it's funny when you see like seeds like this where they're super backloaded. You just start seeing all the items super late, and the seeds, they open up so slowly. You think an hour in, you still don't have anything, and then all of a sudden you have everything. And I would say, the average time for these seeds is typically right around 2 hours for these runners, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah, usually within 10 minutes one way or the other. And I'm throwing another prediction in chat as we're getting close to go mode, but the runners are retracing each other's steps. We need the fire rod, we need a few keys. Which will we see first, the fire rod or any one of those needed keys? What do you think? I can't bet on it.
I'm trying to see here. We need a Castle Tower key, a GT Big key.
Yeah, so there are 3 keys we still need.
Is there another key I'm missing? It's hard to see the trackers here.
No, we need the 2 Castle Small keys and the GT Big. So yeah, will the fire rod show up before any of those 3 keys does?
Right, yeah, we found 1 Castle Tower key on Laser Bridge when Goomba went all the way through. So it might just be the other 2 then, right? Is that all they need key-wise?
I mean, logically they need more than that, potentially, but they still need the Desert Small logically, for instance. But in terms of actually being able to beat the seed, that's all they need. Yep,
okay. Sounds good. I actually don't know. I thought there were more keys out there, and now that we just talked it through, I'm not sure. I would guess the key first, but then again, who knows?
And this is a bit more even betting, too.
Yeah, there was a question in chat about a second CT key being found. I don't remember seeing one. The only one I know of is Goomba found one on Laser Bridge, and the only thing he's done that Radical Sniper hasn't at this point is Catfish and the TR checks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So do you think Radical Sniper is going to bomb jump just for old time's sake? Hammer jump, rather?
He might. I mean, He's going to want a mirror after that anyway, so it's a little bit faster if you can get it. I mean, probably saves like 5 seconds or something, but why not? No, he's going through the top. I guess I didn't realize he'd already done Harmless Hellway.
Oh yeah, he did it before Dark U.
Yeah, if you've already done Harmless Hellway, then it makes more sense not to. If you do Rupee Basement first, then it makes sense to hammer jump.
All right, cool. We get to see after this next check, Radical Sniper head into fight Helma for the next. We get to see if it's a pendant, the last pendant, or one of the 2 remaining crystals.
And Goomba is fortunately doing left side swamp where he'll get his bow.
Yeah, both runners kind of had the same issue with setting up that Samaria block where it was just a tad too high and they ended up pushing it into the water. That was interesting. I think there's a setting there that I just learned recently. If you race the Fire Snake down to set up the Samaria block for Diver Down before the Fire Snake gets there, it bounces off the block.
Oh, I didn't know a Fire Snake would bounce off a block.
Yeah, it's definitely nice because it usually gets stuck in that corner for a second if you let it in. So what do you think? We're going to see a pendant or a crystal here?
I'm thinking crystal. I don't know why I'm thinking crystal, but I am.
Yeah, I think I agree. We have everything to full clear the dungeon in logic, so...
Now, will Helma drop something that might be useful for us, too? Unusual routing on Goomba's side, doing compass chest after left side.
Yeah, it's sort of an efficiency thing where if you grab the small key on the ledge and walk up and around and over the big chest, it saves like 1 second in the routing or something.
Ooh boy! Helma sure had something useful.
There we go.
So that's our item go mode. And of course, the GT big and the CT small can both easily be in Ganon's Tower, so we're gonna still be checking for a while.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to really start go moding dungeons until you feel confident that like I don't know. Some runners get a feel that there's going to be a CT small key in Ganon's Tower. I'm just going to go mode a few dungeons, and if I don't find it, then I can come back and grab them later. I think that's one of those feel things.
And Sniper's probably thinking, hey, I got a fire rod. I can do spooky now. I'll do Mire.
Yeah, best glitch. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think Sniper's had to double dip any dungeons yet, if I'm thinking about it.
He did the Front of Thieves and had to go back for the back of Thieves.
Good point.
And he'll have to double dip Skull Woods because he already did the front.
Yeah, but does that really count? You gotta go in the back and just do one thing real quick, you know?
Well, he already went all the way through the middle to grab that key.
Yeah, that's true. He did steal that key.
And Goomba is going to the Desert and Mire area without the fire rod.
Yeah, I guess this kind of makes sense. He knows that. Well, I guess he can think that all that's left there is to just rush the bosses, and there could be potential for new progression here. There's more checks to do here to look for new progression than just the 2 items that he left in Eastern area with the Helma and the fire rod on Helma, which he doesn't know about, and finishing up Armos.
And Sniper's definitely being thorough here, as he has been all seed. It'll be interesting to see if Goomba also does the full left side in cutscene, or if he tries to save time. He can save time, it's junk.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting to see. Like, I feel like Goomba must feel behind at this point. Going all the way back for the Thieves Town Big, last locationing, like hard last locationing Bombos.
Yeah, and given where the one bow we know was, as far as we know, Fire Rod was locked by Bombos.
Yep, looks like he's skipping cutscene for now. I have a feeling he'll never go back there. And yeah, I think you're right. This feels like one of those seeds where the second bow shows up in GT, or we just never see it.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening, but, given... Oh, there's our 4th sword, but...
That's pretty convenient timing for the boss here.
Tempered was in TR, right?
Yes, I think it was also on Laser Bridge. Well, never mind.
Okay, but without the boots, that bow was still hookshot locked, so it was still locked by Bombos.
Yes, you're correct. That's a good point.
But hey, we're gonna have a Butter Sword Silver's Ganon fight when the time comes. Chad also reminding us that this is going to be a very short boss fight when we get to it.
Yeah, that probably feels great for Sniper, thinking, I gotta go do Vidi with the Master Sword, and then finds the 3rd sword. And, okay, this will be a bit better, and then next chest immediately finds the silvers. Okay, here we go.
Now the thing is, Sniper's lead over Goomba really isn't all that big, I'm realizing, because Goomba just has to do boss rushes in Eastern Pod. That's the only difference. And he's cleared out most of Turtle Rock that, unless the other 2 keys show up pretty quickly, Sniper's gonna be full clearing Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's true. Depending on if he finds, I would guess he tries to wait to find the boots before going back to boss rush those 2 dungeons. And if so, that maybe that's, I'm not sure, maybe 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, just doing the back of Pod without boots, that's easily 2.5, especially since you have that cutscene.
But yeah, just heading in right around the same time for this fight. I guess they'll probably both end up in desert immediately after this. I don't think Gooma's found the key though, so I bet he just boss rushes and then assumes nothing's there until the right. Assumes nothing is on the right side until it becomes in logic.
That's probably a safe bet. I mean, he might go in the front and see, but...
Oh yeah, you're right. I think he'll check the three chests and the three checks he can do in the front and then go in the back. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to scum the key, but I think he might well check the front otherwise. Oh, Artaro's saying Goomba checked desert already.
Ah, okay. So, do you think Goomba goes back to boss rush before going back up to Death Mountain here? Because I know that Sniper has a lot left to do on the mountain with Hookshot Cave and all of TR, but Goomba just has Hookshot Cave left up there.
But does he? Then he's basically relying on Fire Rod being in Hookshot Cave, and that seems like a gamble.
I mean, yeah, but there's also, kind of density play as well. So it's hard to say.
Meanwhile, Radical Sniper is showing us how quickly you can take down Landmo with silvers. I expect Goomba to do the same.
Oh, and that looks like both of the red crystals down as well.
Wow, basically identical Landmo fights there. Always nice to see the zero cycle.
Yeah, definite boss rush from Sniper here. Gonna take out Skullwoods next. Not much left to do. He's, in 20 minutes or so, he's gotten through like 5 dungeons.
Probably blind pull pet after Skull Woods.
Oh, I missed it. Was the Skullwoods is the third pendant.
I mean, I'm trusting our tracker, but that's what the tracker says. So I'm assuming someone did a map check at some point and we missed it, and Artaro, being on top of these things, caught it.
You're right. He is doing the boss rush here. Smart play.
So he'll get his Fire Rod. And then what for Radical Sniper? Like, do you do Pyramid Fairy before you go up the mountain?
Yeah, that's a good question. I probably would, but I've seen people not do that and just, hope that it's not a thing. Because he can go, well, let's see. Yeah, he has the big key for TR, right? So he can just go do TR right now and then go straight to GT afterwards.
Yeah. And he'll probably do Hookshot Cave because he's still not in go mode.
Yeah. So I guess we know that besides Pyramid Fairy, pretty sure they checked all of the overworld, right? Between the two runners? Besides Hookshot Cave, I suppose?
Yeah, and the stuff that's like boots locked.
Ah, yes, boots locked.
And I was also thinking Spike Cave is, interestingly enough, still not in logic, but we could very easily scum it with the number of bottles we have.
Yeah, I'm just starting to wonder more and more if GT Big Key is in GT.
Well, I'm sure Sniper, having just gotten his third pendant, will pull Ped while he's here.
Yeah, that would be great to see.
But first getting the bridge test to complete his clear of Skull Woods, as Goomba makes it to Helmasaur, and this is going to be a fast Helma fight with Buttersword and Silvers. One way or another, once that mask is off, Helma's going down quick.
Here we go with the Ped.
Just a little bit of love.
well, still great to see.
And Sniper is skipping Pyramid Fairy and going up the mountain.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad play, really. Like, you have TR and then, whatever, 14 checks or something, and then you have all of GT, another 26 checks if you don't find the big key.
Yeah, the only downside is, like, if
22.
those two outstanding keys were both on Pyramid Fairy somehow.
Yeah, I could see that.
Then you're suddenly not go-moding GT when you could have.
What do you think? We'll find anything in Hookshot Cave? Since we found Hookshot, somewhere in the middle of the logic here.
I think somewhere before GT we'll get one of those keys, whether it's in Hookshot Cave or the few checks we haven't seen in Turtle Rock.
Ah, true. We never saw the Fire Rod lock side.
And of course, there's that one item on Trinex.
Right.
Junk.
Ooh, so close.
That is our final GT small, so we don't need to worry about keys at all in GT.
Yeah, it also puts the entire basement of GT in logic, right?
Yeah. By the way, did you see any Armos Knights on Goomba's side? I thought I might have seen a few, but not too sure.
I just saw some sparkly things flying through the air. I'm not sure what they were.
So I guess Goomba's gonna do his green pendant turn in and then probably head over to Skull Woods.
Yeah, like you said, he's catching up fast. It's about a mountain climb and a dead moth behind.
I mean, he is a really good player. His execution is excellent. So even if he makes some unfortunate routing calls, he can make it up on execution.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like you said, he doesn't have much of TR to actually do once he gets there, so I think we'll really know.
Oh! Hey, Deserts and Logic!
Hooray! But yeah, I think once we see them enter GT, that'll be that'll be when they reconverge and we'll know the actual time difference between the two runners.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bet Goomba doesn't do Pyramid Fairy either because he's probably still feeling behind.
Yeah, 100%, I agree.
Of course, since we have seen one CT small, that means that the second CT chest is in logic.
That's a good point. Yeah, you would think that might be, if they don't find it in GT, it might be the first place they look when they get back down the mountain before doing Pyramid Fairy. Or other
right there.
boots checks if they find the boots ever.
That could also mean, GT Big could even be in there.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty dirty one for the seed.
I was thinking about doing a prediction of whether GT Big is going to be in GT, but probably most people would bet it is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we can still do an unofficial guessing game, right? If we don't find it before then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the boots have to turn up somewhere, which would then open up the boots checks.
Yeah, if we don't find it in GT, we just keep counting, right? That's how it works. Get up to like 30 or so.
And we can't run the bot anyway, since there are runners doing this off screen as well. Oh, we got Frostbite in this race and Vortex of Doom, so, you know, some pretty good runners off stream. Now, Goomba is probably still gonna check Firelocked side of TR and probably still gonna do Hookshot Cave, so he's not quite as close to Radical Sniper as he looks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially finding Fire Rod in a like at the end of a logical progression chain. That you would think Fire Rod is locking other things as well.
So now the question is, how far into TR will Goomba be when Radical Sniper takes down Trinex? Oh, he's going straight in. He's saving Hookshot Cave.
Actually, that's not a bad choice because, you know, it's even if he finds what he needs there, he saves all the time he saves is by not doing the fire checks, which it looks like he's skipping as well. So he's going straight to the boss.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it kind of makes sense too. If you don't find what you want on Trinex, you can just pop back in real quick and grab those 2 checks if you even want to at that point.
But he'll never know that Desert was in Logic. Sniper taking some falls here on Laser Bridge. So there's that CT small. He doesn't need these last 2 chests, but he doesn't know that. I think you want to take the safety door.
Yeah, I think he heard you there.
He bombed it, but he didn't go out.
He just wanted to peek outside. Oh!
Oh no.
Wouldn't have been a bad choice, but these things happen.
Yeah, and so now he's back here. He went to the trouble of bombing it, but... So that probably ate up a minute and puts Goomba in the lead.
Yeah, now he's a room behind. No, I wonder though if Goomba feeling pressure from that earlier play, feeling behind, is if he just completely skips everything and just goes right into GT to look for the rest of the items.
Could be, given everything he's skipping so far.
Maybe he has a sixth sense about the seed.
But yeah, this race, at least between the 2 runners we're seeing, might turn on Radical Sniper's decision not to actually go out the emergency exit. So what's Trinex got? Junk.
Yep, another one of them big 20s.
So all we have left in logic right now is GT Basement, Pyramid Ferry, and the second chest of Castle Tower.
You know, I just thought of something else. We haven't seen Mushroom yet, and we saw Powder on Lumberjack at the very beginning here. So there could be a chance that we find the boots and we find a Castle Tower key. And then GT Big is locked behind that Powder. But likely if the runners find Mushroom, they'd probably go do a fake Powder right away and see. Or not right away, but whenever, if they don't find anything they need.
Oh yeah.
But that would be pretty harsh play.
Notice, by the way, that even with that stop to do hookshot cave, Goomba is still a few steps ahead of Radical Sniper.
Yeah, definitely making up some time here.
And with all the keys in the world, I expect both of them to go right to Compass Room, then mirror and do full left.
I'm just hoping for Tile Room first.
That would be gutsy. No way Goomba's doing that. Radical Sniper, maybe? Chat remarking about Hera Basement, but we still haven't seen the Hera Small.
Okay, 1 was the answer.
So now we just have to, find a pesky Castle Tower small key that could be literally anywhere.
I'm still saying Magic Bat.
No, it can't be on Magic Bat because...
Right. Oh crap, you're right.
Right, sorry, I don't mean literally anywhere. Yes, Magic Bat because it's locked by the Powder on Lumberjack. It can't be there. There are the boots, though, so could be in King's Tomb, could be on Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, true, that opens up a fair bit. Do you think he just goes and finishes? Nope, he's going left.
Yeah, I mean, the likelihood is still too high that the CT small is somewhere on the left side or back here.
Yeah, true, there's still a lot of density. I mean, in the end, this is starting to feel like a fairly quick seed once they find that key. Like, very likely easy sub 2 hours here.
At least if the key turns up soon. I mean, as soon as that key shows, they can just mirror and head upstairs, if it's here. So yeah, if it shows up in the next couple of checks, we might be looking at a 155.
It's funny, I'm realizing these runners don't have any shields. I think they saw 1 or 2 earlier, but never picked them up.
Yeah, there was one on Floating Island. They might have seen a second.
I think you're right. That's the one I was thinking about.
It's interesting that they're still nowhere close to 20 heart containers.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder why Sniper has 2 more than Goomba.
Probably those extra few checks he did that Goomba skipped. I don't remember where there were, like, pieces of heart and stuff.
Close. Close.
That moment of hope when you see the key.
Oh! Oh! That stings just a bit.
And that's proof that the logic was only expecting one small key for full Ice Palace access with the cane.
Yeah, and when you find Hyrule Castle key up there, I don't. What did they find a sword down there, or did they not find anything? I forgot.
I don't think they found anything.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Skullwood's big, not a location we want to check.
Big key locking a big key.
Yeah, you gotta love AD keys because you actually see this chest get opened a fair amount of the time.
Yeah, I was just thinking too. Ever since they found the boots, it feels more exciting all of a sudden.
I'm just laughing at these keys that are anything but Castle Tower that keep showing up.
Tile room time.
It's funny that Goomba was willing to orphan the 2 Firelock checks in Turtle Rock, but he's doing Tile Room.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
I mean, it would have taken less time for those 2 checks than for this 1 check. So yeah, only got a few more tiles to go here on Goomba's side, though we do get a nice high five as the runners are in the same room. And oh my, there it is! At 146 and just over, Goomba is in go mode! It's also interesting, usually runners will have the cape at this point in the game and they'll use the cape, but no, we haven't gotten either of the invincibility items. So, yeah, our first check in GT Basement and our last check in GT Basement were the answer. And if either of the runners had done Tile Room first...
That's too bad. Meme routing wins today.
So yeah, I think barring something like a Ganon fall, Goomba is going to edge out Radical Sniper at this point. But we do have 10 runners off stream, and we don't know how they're doing, so maybe these guys are going to be 1-2 overall, maybe not. We can tell you, though, that no one's finished yet. Wow, you can see how much of a lead Goomba's opened up with his execution. He's ahead by the entire gauntlet in the Lanmo 2 fight now.
Yeah, another easy 0 cycle Lanmo for him.
And Sniper, in fact, having a bit of trouble with the gauntlet here. And of course, they don't have the powder, so they're both going to have to be a bit careful.
Yeah, I want to say Sniper has an extra bottle, right? Goomba scummed the lava chest, I think.
Right. Yeah, so they do have plenty of bottles and potions. Oh, and Sniper didn't get the 0 cycle on Lanmo 2 either. He has 27 arrows. I'm kind of surprised he went for sword strats. Looks like he might be getting a little bit nervous given that fall. Oh, Goomba
Are we going to
is.
see a hover? It's giving him a little time to catch up.
He felt so good about his climb, he decided to clown a bit. And if you saw that pause by Radical Sniper, that is because he, after getting hit by the laser, he got delayed a bit. Didn't want the jingle glitch, which is if you go upstairs right as the door is relocking, you will despawn the rest of the dungeon.
Nice hacking 2 so far. Oh, it looks like Sniper fell as well.
Okay, another prediction here. Optimists against pessimists again. As Radical Sniper takes another fall. How many blue
another
balls?
fall.
But you can't say blue balls under Twitch's censorship. So we had to call them blue shots, but you know what we mean. Our tracker being very pessimistic here.
Yeah, 10 would be interesting. What are the odds on that?
Like 1 in 1,000 or something?
I think the most I've ever seen was 13, and that was pretty interesting.
I heard of someone getting 15 once. I forget who it was.
Yeah, that's incredibly unlikely, right? 1 in a million kind of chances.
1 in 32,000.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're a math geek too, 2 to the 15th.
Right, yeah. I hadn't thought about it, yeah. I hadn't thought about what the actual probabilities are. I never worked it out.
Yeah, 0 and 15 are the easy ones to calculate the probabilities, and then it gets a bit thornier when you try to do the ones in between.
Yeah, because there could be different counts based on the number of total shots.
Right, because of that guaranteed energy ball on the pattern. But here we are. Well, there's one already.
Well, 2. Let's see where they go.
Yeah, well, Aga, be nice and just give us a whole lot of energy balls now.
So much tension here.
That energy ball ruled out 10, though. Okay, we might actually get the under 2. It's going to be 2 or 3 at this point. And it's 2.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's unfortunate for the pessimists in the chat.
Yeah, the optimists just got a nearly 5-to-1 payout. And here Goomba is on Ganon. This is going to be a cinch for him, Butter Silvers.
Yeah, those dash strats are really cool to watch. And then dodging the bats inside the ring.
Might get the triple.
Oh, with the triple.
So get your GG's in for Goomba, who comes from behind to take this. And he finishes first on the restream and first overall at 155.21.
Yeah, GG's to Goomba.
And we'll let Radical Sniper do his Ganon fight here and then see if we can get the runners in for an interview. Just be careful with those fire bats, but he's past them. Wonder what the collection rates are going to be. I feel like that's not worth a prediction, though, because if someone was counting really carefully, they might know.
Ooh.
Oh, no!
That's always a risky play to Fire Rod as he's warping south.
Yeah, and it's worth noting no one else has finished, so if Radical Sniper had been able to do that, he would have been second overall. He may yet be. So let's see if he can do this the second time around. Certainly picking up all those bottles helped. He just, chugged one after the fall.
Yeah, I didn't have to waste time bonking the tree for a fairy if you felt like you needed some more health for the refight.
Now the thing is, while Ganon warps are seeded your first time through, if you take a fall or a death, they're not seeded after that, so we have no idea how much he's going to be warping. Okay, second time's the charm. Nice double. Okay, GG's in for Radical Sniper.
Yeah, GG's to Sniper. It was a well-played seed.
And he does, in fact, salvage second place overall with an official time of 1:58.55. So let's now see if. Oh, and GG's to Furious Magic, who got in just under the wire in third place with 1:59.57. So all of our other runners will now be over the 2 hour mark. But we do have Goomba in here with us. Thanks for your patience, and GG.
Hey, GG's.
Hey, GG's Goomba.
So, how are you feeling when you found Bombos? Because that was like
Very bad.
that
bad.
was quite something that you caught up and won anyway.
Yeah, after that bomb I legitimately have no clue how I finished first.
You made the right skips. I was surprised that you skipped the fire rod part of TR.
Yeah, that's possibly a bit unconventional, but it's one of my favorite skips in these kinds of situations in Keysanity, where you end up going back to Turtle Rock, like, late with the fire rod.
Yeah, I mean, would you have gone there if the CT small hadn't been in tile room, or would you have just gone upstairs in GT and hoped for the best at that point?
Nah, I would have just climbed GT and then started cleaning up overworld, like bootstrikes and stuff, Pyramid Fairy.
But
Yeah, I think once both of you had hookshot, it was a pretty straightforward routing. Besides the fact that Goomba had to go back and just finish off the eastern area dungeons, eastern and pod bosses before doing everything else, but still made the same choice, if I remember right, to go do Mire and Desert first.
Yeah, I just figured if the boots turn up in Mire, I can save myself some walking time going back to pod, because that maze is pretty slow without boots.
And we also have Radical Sniper in here now, by the way. GG's to you as well.
GG's.
Hey,
Yeah, GG's.
That was a pretty linear seed, I must say.
Yeah, if you get combos.
Oh, yeah, I stuck out of dungeons or stayed out of the dungeons for a while, and then it kind of just became dungeon to dungeon the rest of the way. Which felt nice. I didn't actually go into Eastern and Pod until I had a bow.
Not same.
So that felt good.
Yeah, one of the other big things we saw was Goomba ended up doing TR 3 times with a different amount of keys each time.
Oh.
That bomb was completely destroyed me. I have no idea how I won, like, actually no idea.
You made the right skips is what it comes down to.
I mean, yeah, I started skipping pretty liberally after that fact, and it worked out, but...
And I'll be honest, I mean, going into this one, I knew, this is always a fun thing to kind of be on Restream and, see what you can do. And to go against somebody like yourself, Goomba, knowing there's a bit of an execution gap here. I know that I'm still learning, and to still be that close felt pretty good. Even, you saying you don't know how you beat me, so.
Yeah, I apologize if that came off as rude. I'm just a little bit
No, I completely get it. I have those nights as well.
Yeah.
And remember that both of you beat all the other 10 runners.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some of the bigger skips that made up time was like Mire cutscene chest. What is that, like 30, 40 seconds, I think? That's actually pretty big when it's this close at that late in the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could point out that I don't know the skips, so I'll probably watch this back because I just like watching that kind of stuff. But dying on Laser Bridge and not having taken Safety Door.
Yes, that was a big one. You were actually ahead at that point.
And then my Trinex wasn't clean, and then a Ganonfall. So
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been really close. I think if you hadn't not taken the safety door on Laser Bridge and hadn't fallen to Ganon, I think Goomba might have won by like half a minute, but it would have been close.
Yeah.
I'm also a little bit annoyed because, like, I felt like I had an execution advantage over most of the players in this race, but the seed just wouldn't give me the boots, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those things I know is like I've seen the difference between a really experienced runner with boots and myself, and I know how much it can change a race. That's minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, Goomba, that actually helped you make up time was the placement of the silvers, because you hadn't finished Pod and Eastern at that point. You were able to use silvers there.
Yeah, it's not a big time save, but it's something. And it does add up.
I mean,
Every second counts.
Sniper did Helmasaur with a Master Sword.
Yeah, that's a bit slower, for sure. I had Gold Sword.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some time there. Just like you said, small things adding up. Like I think when Goomba, when you were climbing the mountain, Sniper was already in TR, but he still had to clear the dungeon out, which you had already done. So then by the time he was getting to Laser Bridge, I think he was on Laser Bridge and you were in like Crystal Roller or something. So
yeah, if you're just like rushing, if you're just rushing straight to Trinex and not doing any of the checks, Turtle Rock doesn't take very long to get through. So,
but I think the main lesson we all learned, right, is that once you're looking for only one more item, you do Tile Room first. Is that what you guys felt as well?
See, the real big brain was you do Hope Room, you get the GT big key, you do Tile Room immediately for whatever reason, and you get the Castle Tower small key, and then you're in go mode, but you still do Compass Room and get the boots. That's the real big brain.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'll remember that for some time when I hit the exact same situation.
Remember that for some time when you have the spoiler log for this exact seed.
Right.
I don't even think the boots would save time at that point, to be honest.
Yeah, the time to go walk over and get them.
They don't save that much time in either of the tower climbs, so.
So there's the collection rate difference, 180 versus 176. So Meyer cutscene the two on Turtle Rock right side, and Goomba, did you pull Pet? I can't remember.
Nah, I just read it and then save quit.
Okay, so that's the fourth.
I figured I had to give the people a ped pull because I had all three pendants.
Yeah, see, I didn't blind pull it specifically because I was on restream and I wanted to annoy chat. So.
Well, like too bad. Sniper already pulled it.
At least I denied one ped pull. That's like.
I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, that's basically like pulling a gladiator, right? Like, are you not entertained?
Yeah. If I walk over to Graveyard Ledge after Skullwoods and get that Bombos, I don't double dip Pod Eastern. I don't triple dip Turtle Rock. And I don't go back to Thieves Town Big Chest. I don't know how much time that would add up to, but at least like 6 minutes probably. So I genuinely have no idea how I won the race, but we take those.
I was going to say, just as a point of curiosity, did you go into ice with the big key?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't feel great about running back over to Bombos Hell just to grab the big key, but I figured Ice Palace was literally my only thing in logic, so I felt obligated to.
I did the same thing, so I don't blame you. I did that same way. I just was curious.
Well, okay, Ice was not my only thing in logic. I also had the first chest in Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. After you grab the big key, you check that on your way to Ice Palace, right? Standard play.
Of course. Yep.
Yeah, it was funny. Watching and seeing both runners like for the first how many ever checks doing the exact same route, and everyone was waiting for divergence, and it didn't really happen until Sniper got Bombos, and then once Goomba got Bombos, we were back to linear again.
Yeah, I feel like the early game, the route was pretty clear cut. There wasn't really much room for divergence.
Yeah, the route was find all the crappy items everywhere, right?
Yeah, Compass Kakariko.
Yeah, that Kakariko was interesting.
Oh my gosh, and it was just so money poor that whole beginning. Like I did Aero Game a couple of times, and I almost never have to do that in a seed.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, one difference there was Sniper, because Kakariko was poor and a lot of people play it this way, you went straight for the race game. Goomba, you actually were a bit more conservative there. You just figured that, oh, it's all going to be a bust, or...
I don't know. I almost never blind check race game in outside of Keysanity. In Keysanity, it's just kind of a 50-50. I just do it if I feel like it. This time I didn't feel like it.
Oh, well, it saved you a few seconds.
Yeah, I'm Keysanity. I always do race game. I don't care. I just feel like it's always something or more likely to be something, so I don't want to skip it.
Yeah, it's very likely that it'll be something you want to pick. Like even if it's just like a map or something, that's still fine. So it's definitely not a bad idea. I do it most of the time. This time I just didn't feel like it for whatever reason.
Actually, I'm curious, Goomba. I know that you said you felt behind after finding Bombos, and then once you found your hook shot, obviously Swamp Palace was the play. In these kind of situations, like, do you ever feel compelled to skip left side swamp, or is it always early enough that you just do it?
In Keysanity, I pretty much never skip it. If I'm only missing one item, I'll think about it, but that's about as far as that goes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's also worth noting that we're now at 2:12 and no one else has finished since the 2-hour mark.
Huh.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to... This isn't like being mean, I hope, but I'm kind of surprised because I don't see much to diverge on this seed.
I mean, there's a few places. You can skip Bombos like I did. You can skip Left Side Swamp. You can skip the Castle Tower Small Key and Tile Room. Those are the big things.
Yeah.
You can hit someone up.
Yeah, I could see all those plays making sense at the time.
Yeah,
especially if you floated behind.
Definitely a good thing you both did Left Side Swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just too early. Like at that moment, what did we have? Like we had tons of keys for Pod and Eastern, but nothing felt like, oh, I can go clear a dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, when I did, I last location Bombos other than First Chest and Swamp, so I did Ice when it was like the only thing I had, and then Swamp was also the only thing I had except Hookshot Cave, so I felt kind of obligated to just clear it out.
Yeah, I want to say, if I remember right, I don't think Sniper did Catfish, but Goomba did. Am I correct there, or did you both do it?
Yeah, I did Catfish.
I never got to Catfish. By the time
what about Zora?
I didn't pay for Zora.
I did that. I did everything pre-Bombos after all.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Overall, I feel okay about my decisions. Like, I think in the situation I was in, they all made sense. It just kind of didn't work out that well. But worked out well enough, apparently.
And you both did your out of logic Front of Escape and Dark Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great finding that Hyrule Castle key in GT.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I skipped Meyer Cutscene Chest, because I only had one Meyer Small Key, and it was locked behind a Hyrule Castle Small Key that I also didn't have. So I'm like,
that would have been really smart if I had thought to do that. That's not a dungeon I think about logic for too often.
Yeah.
Yeah, did everyone's heart rate bump up one step at a time in Rando Room? Small key after small key.
Oh my god.
I'm used to it. It happens every time. Like every AD key siege, your castle tower smokey from go mode, and every time you get like 6 consecutive smokies that aren't the one you're looking for.
Yeah, did we even miss any small keys at this point? I think everyone was found.
I didn't find Hera.
Yeah, I didn't find Hera. I think that's the only one I didn't have. Oh, I didn't have Desert Palace either.
I found the Desert Small.
I actually saw Hera on. I was flipping through the other streams as you guys were finishing, and I think Hera was in Kingston.
Oh. Ooh, ouch.
So
That's
someone
fun.
went back down, didn't get their go mode in GT, and was clearing other stuff. That hurts.
Yeah, I won't say who, but I definitely saw someone doing that.
Yeah, like I said, I could easily see people skipping Tile Realm.
Yeah, I found the Desert Small, but I had save scummed the key for Desert. So
not same.
Oh yeah, that was another one that Goomba didn't do. Just completely skipped the right side.
I wanted to see, I knew with it being a crystal at that point, there was a decent chance that I'd find the Desert Key pretty early. And if I found something important, maybe it kind of helps set me up later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Goomba save scummed Lava Chest because you hadn't gotten the 4th Turtle Rock Small at that point, which was an ice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Neither of you did Pyramid Fairy. You just both decided to go right up the mountain after you got your 6 crystals.
I still don't even know which 2 crystals the 5/6 crystals are. So
Desert and Mire.
okay.
Yeah, no, at that point I was like, I'm playing for GT. I'm 3 keys away from go. Let's just go up the mountain. I've got TR and GT left. I'll forget those for now.
Yeah, I feel like Pyramid Fairy is one of the worst spots in AD keys because usually by the time you get logical access to it, you also have logical access to GT, and then you just kind of want to go there instead. So then if Pyramid Fairy does have something, you feel kind of bad.
I think the one thing that could have pulled me there, because at that point I hadn't checked Pyramid Ledge or Catfish or the first chest of Agate Tower, or any chest of Agate Tower, was if I had an Agate Tower key, maybe I go there to get like a dense-ish check, but it felt too slow at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of another thing. So because Goomba did pot early without the bow, found their lamp out of logic, and then went in and found not a bunch of stuff, but a castle tower small and a sword on Laser Bridge. Were you just assuming like this lamp's in logic at some point, and I'm just going to go check these checks and get them out of the way?
Yeah, I mean, I figure I'm in Turtle Rock. I'm not just gonna skip Laser Bridge. It's pretty dense.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I'm just thinking if like, I found a castle tower small key, but getting back to Agate Tower makes no sense to go out of your way to look for the second chest there or something.
Yeah, no, that's like if it were in logic, I would maybe have thought about it, but I think at the point where I went back to Turtle Rock again, the only checks I had in logic were like 3 checks in TR, Graveyard Ledge, Thieves Town Big Chest, and the first chest in Swamp.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, because I guess Spike Cave was never in logic, huh?
Yeah, I never found either of the Spike Cave items. So.
Same.
Yeah, that was just kind of weird, and the mushroom never showed either. And neither of you ever picked up a shield.
Yeah, I saw, I think, 2 shields, but I didn't pick up either of them.
I remember seeing one. I don't remember.
There was a shield on Floating Island, and
I remember
Catfish had another one that I didn't
Oh.
grab.
That would be why I never saw a second one.
But yeah, unless either of you has anything else, I think we're going to wrap here. It's getting good and late.
No, I don't think I really have anything else to add.
I think I'm good at this point as well.
Cool. GG's to both of you. That was a great race. It was great to see how close it was on Restream and in the overall as well.
Yeah, GG's. And I guess, thank you to everybody, putting on the show tonight.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, once again, please give both of these guys a follow. And also, shout outs to our tracker, Artaro, who, kept track of all those keys and the other items. And homemade beer, I'm glad we got a chance to do this.
Yeah, definitely. This was fun.
Hope we can do it again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to another comms.
And for upcoming stuff, the next game in our daily race series will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is actually also the next programming of any sort on Speed Gaming. We don't have a channel for it yet, but it's going to be the mode that's coming to be known as Stand Hard, which is standard hard item pool, which is what's going to be used in the main tournament, which is having its first qualifier race in just over a month on March 21st. So we're going to be featuring this mode in the dailies twice a week to help runners prepare for it.
Yeah, and hopefully the seed that gets rolled can be just as awesome as the last seed. For a lot of good entertainment,
oh my!
If nothing else.
Yeah, you ran that race last night.
Sure did.
Any of you who didn't see it, yeah, check the VOD for last night's daily. It was quite something, to say the least. But I think that will do it for us. I'm Drosy. Once again, thanks to my CoCom homemade beer. And
yeah, thanks, Drosy. This was really good. This was really fun.
Yeah, definitely. And have a great evening, everyone.